Got a new little improvement to our RC car. Replacing our old MIP CVDs. These are shiny CVDs. They don't make them anymore. They're probably from, I don't know, 2000, 2001. They're old. So now we have to downgrade it with just the plain steel ones. I used the heavy duty ones last week, the telescope, MIP, and they sucked. The axles, they don't have a pin in them. It's more like a keyed axle. So when you tighten your wheel, the little the wheel hex, ow, I'm making noise. Wheel hex, it goes over it, right? When you tighten your wheel hex moves because it's just keyed. There's no pin holding it like the factory one. It has a little slot in it. So when you do that, the thing binds your axles, so it's junk. So now we got our old ones. They're loose as hell. They're worn out. The little pins are worn out. The drive cups are worn out. Everything's worn out. And we got these. And I noticed these are just a tick shorter than these. So I hope that's not a problem. Actually might be good though, because the suspension will be able to be compressed more, unlike the stock piece. Yeah, these are definitely a little bit shorter. But see what happens. This is an old model. This is when they first came out. It was like 1996 or 7 I got that. And it's been extensively modified over the years. But the new stuff isn't really working. So I got Team Associated shocks on it. That doesn't even match off like a T3. Probably don't even make those shocks anymore. Everything's all vintage. But we gotta go assemble this. I don't even give you grease anymore for this. They used to give you assembly grease, so I don't have any. I'm just using brake grease for a car. I think that should be sufficient, because it's pretty extreme in a brake system, the heat and everything. And they used to give us Loctite too, so you gotta use my Loctite, so that kind of sucks. Well, I'll show you the assembly process perhaps, and how they look when they're... They don't supply us with directions either, but I know this because I built a million of these things and the design hasn't changed over the years. Show you a little axle. This little bushing piece goes inside that axle. You have to grease it first. Grease it. That goes in here. I didn't grease it yet. And then this little pin goes through that and it goes through the axle. I'll try to show you the process as it goes. Assembly is pretty straightforward, but I'm just curious if these are going to work. Hopefully. Using our brake grease down there, just put a little tiny bit. We made a mess of our axles. Going to have to wipe that down. Making a mess of this cheap Chinese desk, but no big deal. And now I have to put a little Loctite on it so I can thread in a little set screw. See, I don't know what these things are about too. These might be little locks, I guess, that go around the outside. Because the pins used to back out. I used to use heat shrink, as seen here, to help the pin stay on, but we'll figure it out as we go, I guess. One is assembled, and let's see how short it is. Yeah, definitely shorter than that one. Damn. All these little white things, they just slide on over the axle. They got a little groove, and they just pop on like that. So I guess they're just a little safety thing to keep that those pins in. If that grub screw loosens up right there. So that's interesting. Installed, sort of, as you see. Like I thought, the shorter axles, yes, I have more suspension travel, but when the suspension arm's all the way out, this pin over here, it almost falls out, like right there, but it doesn't. This one, I moved that little drive cup out a little bit, if you can see. I moved this out a tad. So therefore it has more room, because you see that top one. Get that out of the way. It's right there. Damn freaking fish wires in the way. It's right there. You see it moving around. But it shouldn't be a problem, because when the weight's on it, it's going to squish down a little bit. And extra suspension travel should be alright. So we might run with it. I also might make some heat shrink CV boots for this thing too. Just shrink them over, so maybe they'll last a little bit longer. Well, I said hell with the boots. Anyway, we're back together, and look. Yeah? Wow, it doesn't bind up like the old ones. I should have made a video. The only thing I don't like is that I can't really fully tighten these wheels. Will they get tight? If I snug them up, my little wrench over here, the axles start to bind. Then again, I don't have those little washers in between the axles. So that. Back to this again. Back together. We had to put our little tie rod ends to the lower hole again because I put them up to the top hole with the extreme duty CVDs because the shaft on here is like 2 times bigger, as was the joint in the corner, so I had to grind the arms down, which I didn't have to do with these ones, so I should have bought these in the first place, but I screwed up. I kind of paint them too. I was thinking about it because I know that finish isn't the best. You could paint them with like that like cast gray color I have, the engine paint. That would look kind of neat, but we're keeping black for now. That's just awesome now that I have, look at that, full suspension travel to the ground. I got air in my shocks. Okay. Whatever. But the thing I don't like is the wheels though. Wheels, I don't know, they might fall off. I need to buy those little Teflon shims, whatever the hell they're made out of, some kind of material like that go on either side of the axle. So I'm missing them. So I put 4 and 4. And that might improve that, so, and they won't bind because those things slide nice, those little washers. But project old school Stampede is looking cool. Yeah. I was thinking about buying a SC10. So I got my little T3 over there in my mess selling stuff. But yeah, an SC10 4x4 would be cool, but they're like $400. Still thinking about it though. Really nice addition.